So the average sale on Redbubble on a t-shirt will make you a profit of around $2.64, and on Etsy, selling the same t-shirt for the same price will net you a profit of around $10.70, and in this video I'll be explaining why. Hey guys, my name is Phil and welcome to the Money Game YouTube channel. If you're new around here, I make print on demand videos to both motivate and give tips and tricks on print on demand based on my own experiences. At this point, I've had a lot of success from print on demand myself, and I know you guys can too. So if you want to be part of this journey and you want to make money alongside me, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the TMG community. I'm gonna throw some comments on the screen right now just to show you guys that we're the best community in the print on demand game. Thank you to everyone who comments on the videos, by the way. It really does push me to make more videos. Before I get into this video, I just want to say for anyone who is new on the channel, I have a free print on demand starter guide linked down in the description. It's full of the tips and tricks that I used when I first started to get my first sales on sites such as Redbubble. Also, if you're someone who's looking to maximize their print on demand earnings, I have a paid course that will fast track you to print on demand success linked just below that. Within my first 7.5 months, I've near enough made $10,000. So the information in that course has been working for me, is still working for me, and it can definitely work for you. Today we'll jump onto another section of the print on demand world as I actually cover Etsy for the first time. I'm going to be comparing Redbubble to Etsy to see which marketplace does perform better. The channel is called The Money Game for a reason. The main aim has always been to teach you guys how to make money from zero the same way I did, and after that how to make further use of that money to make sure that you keep making money. And Etsy is a great site for that, and I'm going to go on to explain a little bit more as the video goes on, so make sure to watch till the end. Now jumping straight into this, I'm going to go into some of the advantages of using Redbubble, and starting off, one of the main advantages in my opinion is the fact that once you upload one design, Redbubble will allow you to put that onto 60 plus listings, and on top of that, if you're making slight changes, you can then even go to 70 plus listings from that one design, in comparison to sites like Etsy, where if you're not using a third-party site, you literally have to create your own listings one by one. Another advantage linked to that is that it can then be a lot faster to actually put your designs onto the Redbubble marketplace in comparison to Etsy. And finally, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to get organic sales on Redbubble. If you can jump onto a trend or jump into small niches, the organic sales will come a lot faster in my opinion in comparison to organic sales on sites such as Etsy. Now onto some of the disadvantages of Redbubble in my opinion. Now the first main disadvantage of Redbubble is the fact that the marketplace itself is a small marketplace in comparison to Etsy, but I'll talk a little bit more about that when I'm actually talking about the Etsy's advantages and disadvantages. On top of that, the profit margins that you get on Redbubble are a lot smaller in comparison to what you'd get from Etsy, as I explained in the intro at the start of this video. And finally, with Redbubble, when it comes to doing market research on seeing what's selling, what's not selling, it's a lot harder in comparison to Etsy. And Redbubble, you can't see other shops' sales, so you can't see how many sales they have overall. So if you're trying to do research to see whether a niche is working or not, you have to pretty much try and guess by looking at things like the favorites, unless you're actually going out your way to use other methods. Switching over and jumping over to the Etsy side of things, one of the main advantages of using Etsy is the fact that it's actually one of the biggest online marketplaces. It's still growing as well, so there's definitely more room for it to even get bigger. As of now, it's actually placed at number 10 in terms of marketplaces by webretailer.com, and to compare this to Redbubble, Redbubble is not even in the top 100. I hope in saying this, I'm opening your eyes up to how big the Etsy world is. Now, as I mentioned before with the profit margins, on Etsy you can make a lot more, and this is mainly because buyers are willing to pay more for products on there. And to finish off on Etsy, if you can find yourself a small niche that's actually starting to trend, using some other methods which I'll go to talk about in the disadvantages, you can actually make a lot more sales than you would do on Redbubble. Now, jumping into the disadvantages, I'm just going to start off with the disadvantage that kind of links to the last advantage that I spoke about. Now, I mentioned that if you find a small niche on Etsy, you can actually build up the amount of sales you get very quickly in a short space of time. But for the most part, to take advantage of this in the best way, you need to use paid advertisements. Now, before I skip past this point, because I know this is what stops people from going onto Etsy or even trying it out. When I say paid advertisements, I'm not saying that you need to pay for the advertisement straight away. Etsy allows you to set a budget for the day. It could be as little as $1. And let's say if you keep this budget on for every day, at the end of a normal month, you'd be paying $30 or $31. Now, it can be seen as a disadvantage, the fact that you have to pay, but let's say you start to get a lot of sales from the designs that you're advertising for only $1 a day. If that $1 a day is bringing you back at least $2, you are at least doubling your money. So you might come out with $60 at the end of the month. 30 of that may be paid, but you get to keep 30. Whereas if you're not doing this, you'd make $0. So it could be seen as a downside, but you'd only be paying for those advertisements pretty much after you've already made money, so it kind of cancels itself out. And if you have certain products you think they're gonna do well and they don't do well with the paid advertisements, you can turn them off, which in the broader spectrum of things isn't too bad. I just thought I'd clear that up before I move on to the next step. Now, another disadvantage of actually using Etsy is the fact that if you're not using a third-party site such as Printful to make your shop more automated on Etsy, it will take a lot longer to put up listings. You actually have to create your own pictures for your listings in comparison to Redbubble. Using Etsy to create listings can just be a long process. But what I'm doing, I'm planning on putting together a free guide to show you guys how to do all of this in the easiest way possible, because this is something that I struggled with myself when I was actually trying to get into Etsy. And finally, another thing people will see as a disadvantage with Etsy is the fact that you have to pay for your listings. I'll try to get the prices up on the screen so you can see what the various prices are, but you have to pay for the listings. Every time you make a sale, there's some slight charges, but those charges are very similar to what you see on Redbubble as well. But with Etsy, it's made a bit more clear. And even though this is a disadvantage, let's say if you have a design on Redbubble that's doing well, that you already know is selling, paying that small listing fee, which if you're from the UK is about 16p, from the US is about 25 cents, mainly because if you're listing something that you have success with somewhere else, it'll most likely have success on Etsy. Now, they are the main advantages and disadvantages in regards of Redbubble versus Etsy, in my opinion. Which one do I think is better? You might be surprised with the answer for this. I might have started on Redbubble and made some of my highest earnings there. In my opinion, I think it's definitely Etsy, and I'll explain why. Now, for anyone who's starting to get sales on Redbubble and is starting to see small success, even if it's a sale a day or a few sales a week, I would recommend for you guys to create an Etsy account. It's free to create an account and it won't cost you anything. In fact, put a link down in the description that you can join through, and I'll even jump into my PC before I finish this video just to show you how to set that up. And the main reason I would be telling you guys to create an Etsy account is the fact that if you have a design that's selling well on Redbubble, you know that people like this thing. There's already high demand. Etsy, on the other hand, is a bigger marketplace, so if you have a design that's doing well on Redbubble, it will most likely do well on Etsy as well. And I say this from experience. And guys, as you all know, when it comes to Redbubble, if you upload a design in a trend that might have been caught by a lot of people, so let's say there's 10,000 results, your design might be something that people may not see. But on Etsy, if you're paying for Etsy ads, which are only $1 a day, and that $1 you won't have to pay till the end of the month, could potentially allow you to make way more than $1. That is what business is about. I'm gonna be getting a lot more serious with Etsy. I'll be creating a free starter guide for you guys to follow, which will be coming soon. But as for now, if you don't have an Etsy account, use my link in the description, create an account. There'll be a link there for Printful. Create an account and start making sure that you're making the most money you possibly can. But yeah, I've been talking a lot now. I'm gonna quickly jump onto my PC and show you how simple it is to go on Etsy and create an account, and how simple it is to go on Printful and also create an account. Right guys, so I've just jumped onto my PC and I'm going to start off by showing you guys how you can create a Printful account, which you'll be then able to integrate with Etsy later on. You just want to come on Google, literally type in Printful. Once you do that, you can click on the first link. It'll take you straight to the Printful website, and you can either click the button here that says get started, or sign up here, but we'll just click get started for now. And you just put your full name, email, password, and once you have an account created, from that point on everything is smooth sailing. Within Printful, anyone with an account gets access to YouTube tutorials to show you how to integrate Printful with Etsy. It's made very easy, but the first step is to create the account. To make the process a lot faster for you guys, I'll put a link in the description to this video that you can click on, and you just be able to go straight to creating your own Printful account. Now, as for Etsy, we'll start off from Google again. You literally just type Etsy on the search engine. This time around, you won't even have to type Etsy. I'm just going to go on the website just to explain how easy it is to create an account. I'll put a link down in the description that you can click on and have your account created in no time. Once you click that link, all you want to do, if it takes you to this point, is click sign in. Obviously, you don't have an account, so you can either try sign in with Google or register. I'm pretty sure the link that I'll send you guys will allow you to register straight away. You just put in your email, your password, and you're ready to go. Now, just before I actually came off the PC, I just wanted to show you some Printful prices. I'm going to put a screenshot of an email I got on a sale I made on a t-shirt. As you can see on the screenshot, on the retail price, it says £14.96. So that's how much the customer bought that t-shirt for. On Printful, I've set the retail price as £15, which is pretty much the same, just so I can show you the profit that you would be able to get from selling a Printful shirt with your design on. And as you can see in the last section here, you'd be able to get yourself £8.50 in comparison to the £2.14 that I got for that shirt on Redbubble. I think the conversion to dollars would be about $10.07 in comparison to the $2.74 that I made from Redbubble. Wow, so this was a long video, I know guys. I tried to bring as much value as I possibly could because I really do think this is stuff that can help a lot of you guys, as I'm seeing a lot of people are starting to get sales now, and I want you guys to take advantage of the money that you're making and make even more money. That is it for today's video. If you don't already know, on the channel I'm currently running a competition on the TMG shop. We have shirts such as this one. Anyone who buys a shirt and DMs me the confirmation of the sale to my Instagram will be entered into a competition where they can win my full paid course for free. Besides that, if you're still watching at this point, comment down in the comment section below Etsy money. I love reading your comments and I will respond to every single comment that I see. Always remember that everything is rigged in your favor and manifest success.